Good morning, everyone. Since you guys are here early, I'll start early. What the hell? We are here. We might as well get the show on the road. Let's see how many of you turn up really early. Good morning to everyone. It's a wonderful morning here in Cape Town. Winter has struck, starting to get a bit chilly. Long sleeves now. I don't think it's going to get warm again until next summer now. I think we're hitting the winter, and that's that. Don't forget, most traders lose money. Nothing I say here constitutes financial advice. I don't give financial advice. And yeah, well, I don't give advice at all, actually. I just tell you what I do, and the videos are for entertainment purposes. And I hope you understand that. Right. Let me move my face out of the way a bit so that we can go and talk about the markets. We can go and talk about what's going to be getting on this week. How's it, Elaine? Good morning. Good to see you. So we're going to talk about day trading versus swing trading a bit. And also we're going to talk about, don't forget, someone's going to be the lucky person to get a nice 10K funded challenge account on Thursday, on the Thursday live show. So don't forget that. The rules are in the description, by the way. And yeah, and I believe that's going to be once a week. It's given away by Fund Your FX. If you want to fund your FX account, I have left a description in the, I have left a link in the description below for an instant account if you want one. Very nice. Not bad at all. But as I say, they're all much of a muchness. All of these guys, one or the other. Does it really make a difference? Hey Shane, good to see you. So our S&P 500 trade is giving us a bit of a headache now. It was going well, and now it's starting to come back on us, starting to retract a little bit. I see there is some money lying in this area down here that it might come back to take before going back up again. But I do think that it should be kind of bullish now. I think we are hitting a bullish phase, and it'll most likely continue on up because all the experts are suddenly bullish for whatever unknown, phenomenal, strange, unknown reason. They're all thinking that the markets are going to go long now. That could be a big warning sign for all of us. I've got a feeling it'll get up to the levels that we need it to get up to, the 61. And then it might just come crashing down again with this whole tariff story, the whole thing with tariffs coming about on the, after the 90 days. Because he put the tariffs out and then said, oh, no, we'll hold them off for 90 days. And the markets went back up again, not realizing that somewhere down the line that 90 days is going to end. That's going to be quite interesting as well. So, guys, to grab that challenge account, all you got to do is, I'm going to take it from the comments. So all you got to do is have a comment in place. And I'm going to use the pick a winner. I'll choose the video and then we'll use the pick a winner to take out the comment that's going to win. Right, so it's either that or there's going to have to be a whole different process. So I think that's going to be the easiest process to use at the end of the day. It's nice. I do want it to be rather someone who is sub to the channel or, something like that. But, it's not necessarily the way it's going to be. Bots will be excluded, of course. I still get these bot comments. These bot comments are interesting. And they get away with it because the algorithm only picks up if you, for example, comment on a whole bunch of videos and you just say comment, and then it picks you up as a bot and you're actually a human being. But then the way they get around it is they list this whole story, but I don't know how, because the story is always the same or similar. So I don't know how they get around that, but they do. Brent seems to have filled that gap up there. Seems to want to go upwards now. Seems to wants to head up to the upside again. But it's not telling me a story just yet, because although it's broken this first resistance, and under normal circumstances, I'd actually be quite happy to take a long trade here. But the way things have been going with this, I'm looking at maybe I should wait until it just goes through the main resistance and then take a proper trade on the upside there. CHF JPY, I did call it short. I am short on one of my other accounts. And that seems to be working out there. So that's great. So I should go and have a look at it. It's probably making quite a decent profit by now. And I think my target's down here at 172.5. That's a pretty decent trade there. That's actually working out quite well. US dollar Japanese yen is coming down here to take some money. Got a feeling it might come in and take this money and then start heading on back to the upside. So just got to watch out for that. Gold has gone long again. Gold has really gone long again. Look at that. It came all the way down. And I thought this head and shoulders would play out at least, but it took this money. There was obviously a lot of money here, and you can see that by the move that took place here. And it's taken that money, it's gone out, retested, and shot to the upside. So gold is pretty long. It's also broken that shoulder, so good chance it'll get all the way back to the top here at the 35. So gold is long. Gold is doing a nice long thing. Morning, Daniel. Good to see you again. Good to have you back on board here. And then Euro, Great British Pound. I was calling it long this morning, particularly on the trade of the day, but I am a little bit concerned about it at the moment because it's a bit of a red candle that's developed here. And it's sitting under a head and shoulders. It is bothering me, but it does look like it wants to bounce. But just be careful. I haven't taken the trade yet on my side. I'm waiting for more confirmation. I do like the Brent crude, though. It doesn't look too bad. Oddly enough, Bitcoin... I didn't want to use that chart because that's now... Let me just go back to this chart. Then we can grab the Brent crude oil off of there. Because there is some... we can grab the Bitcoin off of here because there is some stuff on here. Obviously not. Back on there again. This thing stops messing me around. Bitcoin has shot to the upside again. It's been bullish, run around in this area, carried on to the upside, running along. Looks like it wants to continue on to the upside. So if you are bullish on crypto, this is probably the one to go for. It's gone up, gone along, consolidated, carried on up, broken through a resistance, gone along, consolidated, probably resolved to the upside, probably hit the 100,000. It's a good possibility of that. I'm not a big fan of holding crypto any longer than a few minutes though, so it's up to you, but it doesn't look too bad. Euro, US dollar, bit of a head and shoulders there, but not doing much. Euro, Great British Pound looks like a bit of a better trade there. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I hit that 10K members and then it sort of stopped again and it's sitting around. And our next target's 100,000. If we get 100,000 subscribers, then we're on the pound seats, man. I'm actually quite proud of the channel. It's done really well. I didn't think that it would go this far. I did challenge myself to create a YouTube channel and see if I could be successful at it. And I'm at the point where I ain't giving it up because it's got so far. And I'm just going to make it bigger and bigger for fun because I'm really enjoying it. And it's a lot of fun. It's actually as much fun as trading. If you ever want to do something different, give it a go. It's actually a hell of a lot of fun. But then I've got a very inquisitive mind, so it's always interesting for me to learn something new. And man, I've learned so much with YouTube. It's insane. Lots of stuff, interesting stuff, just right down to video editing and that sort of stuff. And when you start out, it's pretty bad, but you get the idea. It's a lot of fun. So thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I'm quite proud of the fact that I did get to 10,000 subs. And I'm really looking forward to getting to the 100,000 subs. That's the next target. Because then I get one of those fancy little playing buttons that they send you. And that's cool. I enjoy that. Yeah, it depends what you do things for. I do it just to see if I can do it. And that's important. And I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Without trying to tell you guys that you're going to make $1 million in a day. And that's the big one, because it's easy for me to grow a YouTube channel here, sitting here, playing around on 5-minute charts, telling you that day trading is insanely brilliant and you can make $1 million in a day, and showing you money and Lamborghinis and all that. I'll grow this YouTube channel in a matter of months, and everyone will be like all over it, you know, and dress all fancy and look all good. But yeah, it's much more of a challenge when you're doing it real, when you're doing it properly, because most people don't want to hear the reality of life. They want to hear stuff that they want to hear, unfortunately, and that is a thing. But like I say, the fact that I've done it real and it's got this far, I'm quite chuffed with that. And Sir Launcelot's here. I'm so glad to see Sir Launcelot here. Good to have you on board, mate. Good to see you. You say you took the DAX today. The DAX, there we go. Yes, that is a great short. Well shorted. That's a good short, straight out of there. Why didn't I take that? That's actually a really, really nice short today. I suppose what you've got to be careful of, you see now, there's the US 500 falling by the wayside. Now, I must grow concerned for our trade, because I don't want our trade to go into a negative. I'd like that. I'd like that to stay in place, because if the DAX is going down, in all likelihood the S&P is going down as well. Everything's going down, so yeah, that's not great. Since we're sitting long on the US 500, maybe what I'll do is we can dump this trade and get back into it again at a better level. If it goes green, just buy it back again, because this really does look short on the DAX. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. New big that everybody wants to get. Weird cloud-based platform. What is this? Please explain world free speech. What your comment means. That looks a bit, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just have a look. US 500. You know what, guys? I'm growing concerned with the US 500 here. I don't know. Looks like it wants to bank on downwards. I'm wondering if we should get out and get back in, or just hold it. I don't think it'll matter one way or the other. But just looking at it and these things. Why am I looking at the chart? Because now it's bothering me. It's breaking through this level. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with it breaking through that level. It's looking rather weak. So I think what we'll do is we'll get out of this trade and we'll get back into it later on. Yep. That's the way. We're going to get out of this trade and get back into it later on. It's not looking like a good trade anymore. It's right on the line, isn't it? Let's just clear this trade out of here. Gone. Okay, just clearing that trade out of there. I think what we'll do, we'll get back in if it goes green. That's it. End of story. The DAX looks very short here. This looks like a short. That looks like it's going to come all the way back down to here again. Is it spam? Okay. You know, I did make some rules, and one of the rules is don't spam us, don't spam the group. Spam will not be allowed. Yeah, I can stop you and all the rest of it, but I'll ask you. Okay, I'll ask nicely. A no trade is also when there's no risk to your account. Totally, Daniel. That's also the point. Sometimes you've got to just go with your gut feel and do something different. And normally I would leave this trade on the US 500 and just walk away and leave it and see what happens. But, you know, let's just take it out. Let it run a bit and see where we go. CHF JPY, I need to go in there and see what's happening there as well. So I'm just going to go and take a quick look over there and see what we've got on that for myself. Of course, you guys can't really see what I'm doing here, but it's okay. It's my other account. This one, positions, go over here. And, let's have a look. Close that position. That. Okay, I must actually take you to the news. Let me do that. Let me take you guys to the news. Let's go and have a look quickly at the news. I'm on the wrong thing again. Let's always get this right. Go to the news. Yahoo Finance. Okay. On the news today, Warren Buffett trounced the S&P 500 over the past 60 years. And that's an obvious reason, is because he was an investor. He was investing in the market. And that's what makes all the difference. If you invest on a regular basis every month, a few bucks into the S&P or into shares or whatever, you will trounce everything. So that's how it works. Trump's latest tariff twist is preventing Hollywood's very fast death. Okay, interesting. China stocks rise after holidays as trade tension rises. Nvidia has actually gone up. Everybody keeps telling me it's going down, but it keeps on going up. I still haven't added to any of my trades this month. All my investments. I was actually having a look at what I want to add to, actually. Okay, so guys, as far as that challenge account goes for next week, this is the company that's offering it, Fungible FX. Pretty much the same old hype as everyone else, you know, advertising how much people make and all the rest of it. They got instant accounts and what have you. You can link it to MetaTrader, but I'm not going to link an account to MetaTrader. I'll just use what they've got. Okay. And the account will be a $10,000 two-step challenge account. There'll be a couple on offer. We'll get one a week, something like that. Here's all the information all the way down here. If you want one of these, I have left links in the description as well. But these are the guys that are supplying the account. Very nice of them. Obviously, they're marketing their company. I get it. And it's good for you guys. You guys get something to play with. So it's always fun. What I'm going to use this YouTube random comment picker on Thursday. And the video I choose, I'll put the link in there and then we'll choose the winner. And we'll do it together. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, let's go and put ourselves back on the charts. Okay, that got updated this morning. Right, so the market's been a bit slow as well. Okay, right. You will always have spammers. The more channel grows, the more they'll come. Part of the system we have. Yeah, no doubt. The one thing that gets me the most, Daniel, is the guys that comment on a regular basis with this. It starts out like they're complimenting you, and then it becomes some kind of like I went with Mrs. J of whatever, and she made me a millionaire thing. I don't know. There's that bot comment, and then there's a couple of other strange ones as well. Woke up early here. The kiddies, I'm glad you woke up early. That's good. It's always hard, so hard to tell. Like you said before, no trade, they're still saving money. If you've got no trade and you're saving money, be patient, sit on your hands, wait for a good trade. Take the good trades, you know. Like Kidis says, we got up at 5:15 for this. I'm really glad you did. You know, I used to, when I was trading on 5-minute charts and day trading and things like that, I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning for news events and things like that on specific trades. It was insane. Only 675 to go, more past my stage. Go for it, Daniel. You get there. You do it, man. You do it. That'll be great. I've actually got an instant $100,000 account as well. I must actually start trading on it. I haven't traded on it yet. Don't want to lose it. I'll start trading on that as well. I did put C-Trader on my phone, Shane. As you said, that's quite cool. That's quite nice. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I don't know if you guys are picking any trades this week, but it's looking rather ominous. And yeah, obviously I dumped the S&P now because it wasn't looking so good. It was looking a bit offish. Let's just see what we get. Bummer. I just want to see if we get a green candle there at all, or if anything changes. That'll be interesting to see. And then we'll turn it and we'll get in again. We'll get back into the trade. There's nothing wrong with that. Should have taken this DAX short. That would have been good. I missed that totally. Well done, Sir Lunchalot. You found that one. That was a goodie. That was a really good trade, that. So day trading versus swing trading. Let me tell you guys, day trading is just not the thing to go for. When it comes to swing trading, position trading, you must remember that I call it position trading because in my day, swing trading was, if it gets to the bottom, you turn your trade around, you go long. It gets to the top, you turn your trade around and go short, and you just stay in the same trade forever. That's swing trading. Position trading is what we do. We position ourselves in the market. We wait and we see what happens. We see if the trade plays out. And we want the trade to play out because we want to make more on our wins, lose less on our losses. Day trading, pretty much, a lot of guys say they got a strategy with that, but the strategy is tricky. And most of the time you end up scalping. Now, a lot of guys will tell you on day trading that you can go and you can trade for an hour and make a quick $100 or $200 or $1,000 and then go home for the day and relax and whatever, or go on holiday and stuff. Most guys will be telling you this, or be showing you this, or they'll show you a trade. Look at this, I made $500 in 5 minutes and whatnot. Now, it's easy to do that. And I showed you guys a few weeks ago when we put up a demo account and we did a few 5-minute trades. And you saw in a matter of no time, we made $1,500 playing the full, which we could have lost as well. Now, the trouble with this is too many guys out there will show you the wins, but they won't show you the losses. Now, the big problem with this is you go and you sit down with a whole intention that you're going to sit there for an hour at opening or whatever the situation on the Euro market, USA market, whichever market it is. You go and sit down. I'm going to be here for an hour, 2 hours, and I'm going to trade. What ends up happening is you lose the first 3 trades by whatever hook or crook, and you spend the rest of the day trying to get the money back. And you sit there the whole day watching those charts. And I can tell you guys this right now, that's 8 times out of 10. There'll be the odd day where you walk in and you hit a win and you're like, made the win, let me go. But you're not going to leave it there because for the last 3 days you've been losing and you want to get that money back. So you're going to sit there and you're going to try and get it back. It's a bit like a casino situation where you just don't want to get away from the table. And unfortunately, that's the human mind. That's the psychology behind it. So no matter what people tell you, they tell you can trade for 2 hours a day and you'll just make the money. It's not the case. 9 times out of 10, you end up sitting there the whole day trading on those charts, and it drives you insane. And the big problem with those is, you know, it's a 50-50 game. And with just one of those things, you just hit the situation where one guy commented in the comments this morning, I can't remember the exact words, where he said, I'm really capable at finding the end of a trend every time. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. You know, just when you trade, the trend changes the other way and you lose out. Now that's kind of the feeling you get with those 5-minute trades or 1-minute trades, where you're getting in, you're losing those first few trades, and then you're struggling to keep up. It just doesn't work. I tried it for a long time, and it psychologically just got too much. And I was fortunate enough to walk away from it and go for the longer term time frames. And position trading is that much more comfortable, that much easier. You can take the position, look at how it goes, and relax and wait and see what happens. For example, this trade here, we sort of looking at it and thinking, you know what, let's just leave it and get out, and we'll see if it goes green again, we'll get back in. When it's a 1 minute, it's like moving around and you're trying to make decisions, and then it goes into a loss, and then it's too late to sell, and tell you what, it's just, it's actually quite crazy. So Lancelot's quite happy because he's got a good trade going. When it's easy to make the wins, you must remember it's easy to lose them too. It's the rules of the game. That's it, Daniel. That's what I'm trying to point out, is when you're trading on these short-term time frames, when you're doing the day trading, you've got to understand that there's always the losses. There's always that moment of losses, and that's what actually gets to people. That's what drives you insane. And when you think you've been told on the internet 1,000 times that you can just sit down for 2 hours and trade and then go and relax, if you've just lost $2,000 in that 2 hours, I don't see too many people popping down the beach and going to relax. Just about everyone I know will sit there and try and get it back. Or they won't be comfortable when they go down the beach, that's for sure. They'll be upset for the whole day. And then tomorrow when you trade, you really are going to try and get it back, aren't you? You're going to go overboard trying to get that back. And that's where the problem comes in. That's why 99% of traders do lose on 1 minute and 5 minute trading. Because at the end of the day, that one loss is always trying to be recovered. Now, I see a couple of guys noting that they're trading with a system or a strategy with 5 minute trading. But it is still a difficult thing to get around. And I sometimes do question that the guys are winning every single trade, because that doesn't also make sense. If you're scalping, you'll win a lot of trades and then you'll lose one big one. But this business of I'm winning every single trade, you've got to be really good to do that. And maybe your system is great. Your high probability system is just insane, but I doubt it. I haven't seen one that is better than 50-50 yet. I have not come across a system in the stock market, in the Forex market, in the commodity market, in any market, the orange peel market, whatever market, that's better than 50-50. I have not come across one yet. Yet when I look around, I see a lot of people saying they win every trade, and that sounds a bit strange and ominous. You know, most people will tell you that trading is hard, and that insanely enough, like that comment said, when I have the natural ability to find the end of a trend. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And then you take the trade, and then the trend changes and goes the other way on you. There's probably some news in Europe that's causing the DAX to fall. I'm not too worried about it. There'll be something that's being said, someone that's saying something, some financial news that's going to affect it, and that's going to cause it to drop a little bit. It's a knee-jerk reaction to something, so it'll come down, and guess what? It'll go back up again. Hi, Luigi. Good to see you. Any ideas on why the DAX is falling? It's a good question. Let's see if there's anything on here. Do we have a thing here similar for traders in calendar? Was there anything on the calendar that was of interest? Producer price index, euro. See, here's a Germany thing, factory orders, trade balance, there's a few economic things messing things around. So it probably is that consensus that was the right price index, a little bit off, no big deal. Usual story, and everyone's kind of panicking. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just fundamental news that's affecting it. It's always the same. Always a little bit of news that drives it crazy. Yeah, Luigi, everyone's tried it because everyone sees the guys doing so well with it. Merz lost voting to be chancellor. Oh, right. Okay. Shane's had some moderate success trading the 1 minute. You know, the trouble with trading the 1 minute and the 5 minute is you'll have some moderate success. You'll have some successes. It's that one big loss that's going to drive you insane. That biggie, that one that knocks you to the side. Okay, so Sandal says European stocks fell on Tuesday with the German shares lagging after Conservative leader Friedrich Merz fell to gain the parliamentary majority needed to become chancellor. Okay, so clearly the politics are upsetting the Germans one way or the other. I don't play too much into the politics because it changes, and 1 minute it's this and 1 minute it's that, and there's the right wing and the left wing. I don't know if you guys have noticed in politics, but what used to be the right wing has now sort of become the left wing, and the left wing has now sort of become the right wing in its own way. It's kind of shifted around a bit, and you know, and as far as dictatorships go, I don't even know what the governments are anymore. One thing I do know, though, is that human beings need direction. We need a headmaster. Without a headmaster, we'll just go feral, and we'll do all the stupid things that you're not supposed to do. So yeah, you do need someone in charge at the end of the day. But people get upset with with who's in charge, which is it's actually quite insane if you think about it. Like, for example, in Germany now, markets are now affected by someone not being voted into power. But at the end of the day, the German people voted the other person into power. So why would the markets be upset? Because they voted the person in, so they wanted the change. I mean, the majority of the people in the country want to change to something else. Why would that be bad for markets? And that's just crazy when you think about it. And then suddenly everybody believes, oh no, this is bad. This is bad. Like America, they vote Trump into power, and then they believe that is somehow bad. They voted him into power. The majority of the people in your country voted this person to be in charge. That's what they want. Whether you want it or not, doesn't matter. That's what they want. Yeah, Dash is good. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's just, I had to do that, didn't I? I just read what Shane wrote. Oh, no. But yeah, markets are people after all. And this is what I keep trying to tell everyone all the time, non-stop. Markets are people. These squiggly lines that you're reading are just people. Like you asked me what's happening in Germany because the Germany is falling, right? And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what's happening in Germany. All that matters is it's falling. And what that is the big institutions are selling. And what that means is you should be in the trade as well, selling like Sir Lunch-a-Lot is, having lunch, selling the DAX. That's what it's about. It's you don't need to really know what's going on. That's why you read the charts. The charts are there for you to read. They're like a book. But they're not going to guarantee you a win. They're not going to guarantee you a loss. It's 50-50. You're reading a book. All you're doing is seeing what's happening here. It always falls out of that area because the money gets taken away there. It's falling down. It's falling hard. Why is it falling hard? It doesn't really matter. As long as you can read that it's falling, then you know it's falling and you can go with the flow. That's news is short term most of the time. What's important if you see a major discrepancy in the market, a big fall? You've got to keep your ear to the ground for really big things that have happened in the market. For example, a big war or a bank going bankrupt or something really serious happening in the market. That you need to know, because that will destroy a market. It'll destroy all the markets in the world, and that you need to know. But small things, economic things, change of president, small political moves, people standing up and saying, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's just going to knee-jerk the market up and down. Jobs figures, CPI, stuff like that. As long as it's not way off the cuff, you're really not going to get much from it. You're just going to get slight movements. But what you've got to do is read the charts and see what the big institutions are looking at, what they're doing, because they got all the information. You and I don't have that information. We don't get that information that they get. They get the best info on the planet. We don't get that. So all we can do is read what they're doing, try and follow it. If you had that information, you'd be way ahead. Thanks for saying lovely video. I like that. That's good. Born to do. Look, guys, all of you guys that are here, it's good to have you here, by the way. But all of you guys that are here, if you've left a comment in the videos, on the normal videos, like I said on Thursday when we do the draw, if you want to be in the draw for the 10K challenge account, then just, if you've got a comment in there, I'm going to take a winner from one of those comments because it's just easier. And so if you get your comment in there, that'll be great. And do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It's important that I have you as a subscriber. I do prefer that the subs do stay on the channel, because it helps the channel. And like I say, I'm proud of the fact that we got to the 10K subs. Really looking forward to getting to the 100K subs. That's going to be the fun part, man. So that guy who did the advertising earlier, do me a favor and understand as well, on the Discord channel, also no links and no advertising. It's not on, eh? Not on. Don't try selling stuff to everyone here. That's my job. Yeah, no. Vivian, love your insights. Thanks. No, that's great. I'm glad. Yeah, I notice, look, I'm not here to sell you guys anything. The membership on the channel is there for, it sponsors the channel and helps me pay for stuff so I can run this for free. And yeah, I'm not here to sell you guys courses or anything like that. I show you what's real. I'll show you what's going on. I'll show you for free what's going on the basis of it's a YouTube growth thing. And I'm challenging myself to turn this into something decent. And hopefully it looks like it's going in that direction. And that's nice. That's really nice. I must actually start trading on my 100K instant account as well. And I'm busy with the cash account. And I'm starting to confuse myself here. But this is your account, guys. So if you guys have got a trade, tell me now. We can put it in if you're looking for something. You know, Daniel, if we hit 100K subs, mark my words, your 100K trading challenge giveaway, I will do. And I'll do it out of my pocket. That's no problem. On 100K subs, you got it. 100K subs will celebrate. And yeah, I might think of even something bigger. But at 100K subs, we'll definitely celebrate with something really big. That's for sure. Mark my words on that one. Because that'll be a biggie. That'll be a biggie. That'll be a monster. Because I'll be chuffed. I'll be over the moon. By now, you guys have learned that system and strategy are two different things as well, by the way. You know, we have our system, which is these charts, the price action system, and it's a high probability trade, which is 50-50. And then we have the strategy. And for those of you who haven't heard my strategy yet, for those of you who are watching me for the first time, go and check out my strategy in my videos. I normally end off my videos with the strategy so that you guys can never forget the strategy. Because the strategy is the bit that makes you the money. The strategy is the bit that's going to keep you competent in the markets. I'm not here to make you rich. I'm here to keep you competent. I'm here to keep you in the markets. You know, instead of blowing your account in 5 minutes, I can keep you in the game for as long as possible before you make the money. And as far as these funded account guys go, end of the day, you know, like I said, in the beginning, I was totally against all the funded accounts. I was like, no, funded accounts, are you nuts, funded accounts? And then I realized that there's a lot of guys out there that can't afford to take a large sum of money and put it in a brokerage account and start trading. And not everybody's got $100,000 or even maybe $20,000 to put out there. And if you want to make money in the markets, you've got to have that kind of money available to you. You really can't turn $100 into $1 million. That's absolute rubbish. Those guys are talking through there. Never mind. But like I say, you've got to have a large sum of money. So I started to warm to the funded accounts in the sense that they help people. They help people get ahead. All I say is once you've bought a funded account or an instant account, because you get instant account. I got an instant account. There's instant accounts that are available. You can have an instant account and you can just take your profits as soon as possible. When you make a profit, take your money, and then you've got your money back. And then you're not losing anything. For someone to sit and cry about funded accounts that stole their money and all this, and no, I lost $100,000 with a funded account. No, how could you? How could you leave that amount of money in a funded account? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So no, I don't think that's true at all. I think there are some problems with funded companies and prop firms and that, but I think if you play them the way they're playing you can make some money, guys. You know, it's not that difficult. Hi, Brummy. Good to have you. Yeah. Exactly, Daniel. Using other people's money. You know, back in the day, and if you're as old as I am, back in the day, we had that movie, Other People's Money. It imprinted itself on my brain, Other People's Money. And at that time, I was all into business, and yeah, that imprinted itself on me. Use other people's money, and it's important. You know, with trading, you tend to use your own money a lot. Now, with leverage trading, I found it quite good that you could only put 10% of the money down and use other people's money. Excuse me. Sudden cough. Yo. Where'd that come from? Must be the nuclear plant down the road exploding, giving me a bit of a tickle on the old chest here. Yeah, must be. What else can it be? Yeah, damn sulfuric acid or something. Yeah. So, yeah, use other people's money, man, if you can. So these funded accounts give you an opportunity to do that. And if you take your profit, then you're not losing anything. Just don't leave your profits with them. Just take your profits as often as possible. Most of them offer a weekly withdrawal, if not a bi-weekly withdrawal. Get your money out, move it along. If they're paying you in crypto and you're not sure how to do it, I've worked it all out, guys. I know exactly how to get your money out, even to get it into your bank account. It's not difficult. It's quite easy to just do that. Okay, been trading on the demo account. Just went live with the 20K 2 weeks ago. Brummy, well done. That's fantastic. Good to hear. Hey, Rob, greetings from Switzerland. Is it possible to get in contact with you and have a Zoom call to talk about trading? Yes, congrats, Brummy. Sadly, what I've done, because I don't want to be overwhelmed with people contacting me, I don't want to be overwhelmed with people trying to get hold of me on Zoom. I do this for free. So what I've done is on the members area, I've included an area for people that want that sort of thing to join that membership, and they can contact me on the WhatsApp or the Telegram or the Zoom, and we can have a conversation, or we can chat and we can do research or whatever the case, maybe once a week or something like that. But I'm not doing it on the house, because the problem comes in with, if I allow one person to do it, I've got 10,000 subscribers we're going for the 100,000. How am I going to be able to control that? I have a life. I like to sit in the evenings and relax with the family. I sometimes like to go and sit in a restaurant, whatever the case, and I'll have people contacting me left, right, and center. Now, no disrespect to anyone, but sometimes I get people that, like Gravisha the other day, that just are insane and they don't leave you alone, and it becomes a problem. So, like I say, for those who want that special service, I've now included something in the membership for that can be paid for. And then I know that they're serious and they're not going to mess me around. And that I'll attend to. That's fine. So that's where I'm going with that. And there's a reason for it. I don't want to be overwhelmed. Because if I do it for free, believe me, I'm going to be buried. And I don't need that. So for those who are willing, it'll be one or two, and I'll be able to handle, and that's fine, because I know that's a different ballgame. Okay. Chemtrails. It's a sign for that walk on the beach kicking in. Yeah. That's for members on YouTube, sorry. It's for members on YouTube. Only YouTube. There's a membership on YouTube. You join below the video. And there's a membership level. It's the highest level, level 5, and only level 5. And on level 5, you get contact to me. Okay. And then I know the person is serious. Hey Rob, what's your story? How do you get into trading? How do you market it for a living? Would like to hear some info about this. Daniel Vincel, yep, lol, Brummy. Sir Lunchalot, I've told my story a number of times on the videos, and it's a boring old story, man. When I started trading, we didn't have computers. We had pens and pencils. It was a different ballgame. And that's why my trading is so straightforward and so simple. It's 30 years of basic stuff. Because when we started trading, there was a little thing going around where people were saying, you got to get into trading, because why would you just invest in the markets when the markets go up and down? We didn't have leveraged. We didn't have computers. We didn't have fancy lines or whatever the case. We drew a straight line, or we drew the graph and then we drew a straight line through it. And if it was above the line, we bought. When it was below the line, we sold. Pretty straightforward. That's how we did it. I got into it because it was of interest to me. It was financial markets. I wanted something to invest in. Someone had advised me about it. And I used to buy the newspaper every morning, every afternoon, and go through everything, buy shares. You had to phone the broker in those days with a dial-up phone. And that's how I got started. And the reason I'm not all caught up in all these indicators and all this rubbish on the markets and all this BS of how you can turn $100 into $1 million and all that is because I started there. It's because I started on the days when all we had was the newspaper. I wish I'd listened to some of the older traders back in the day when they told me you can't time the market, it's time in the market. And then I only learned that many years later. So I missed out on a good number of years in the beginning with that. But I thought trading the market was the only way to do it. I started to find it fun. And I dreamed of the day that we would have computers. And when computers came out, I fell in love with computers. So I thought this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I got my first computer program with charts on it and with markets and that sort of thing. And that was the thing. It was like, I don't know, it's like today getting the best game on earth if you're a youngster or whatever the case. You know, suddenly you've got all this technology at your fingertips. The dream, the dream. And in those days, I dreamt of having a mobile phone like we've got these days, where you could touch screen and all that. So that came about, and then I got involved with that. And in those days as well, we didn't have millions of indicators or anything like that. I traded on a 20-day moving average. That was it. There was nothing else. No other indicators. 20-day moving average. That was what we traded with. It was above the 20-day moving average, we bought. It was below the 20-day moving average, I sold. And it was a phone call next day. Not even, it wasn't instant like now. And when we got our first computer packages up, even they weren't instant. They were 15-minute delayed. You must remember as well that the internet wasn't like it is now, unlimited and what have you. So we used to switch off and then go and switch on and check what's happening and that sort of thing. And I have gone through all the systems over time, different indicators, the Ichimokus, the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci's, the moving average crossovers, MAC, all of them. Used them all, tried them all, because everybody said, this is the best indicator on earth, try this. And off you go, and you go and try this. And then somebody else comes along and says, this is the best indicator in the world, try this. And then off you go and you try this. So you end up coming back to basics. You always do. You end up coming back to basics. And price action comes with feeling, gut feeling, experience, time in the market. You sort of learn to see patterns. You start to learn to see the way things are going. So you take all that rubbish out of the way, because there's a point in your career where you look at your chart and there's a million different things on there. And you are literally working against yourself. You are literally, when you say yes to this, that one says no to that, and you start contradicting yourself, as well as the fact you can't see what's going on in your chart because it's just one big mishmash of lines and it's a mess and you don't know what's up and what's down. It's like putting arrows in every single direction on a road that you're driving down and you don't know which way to turn. You're sure to crash. You're sure to crash. So you get to that point in your career where you just clear everything off and you go back to basics. Now, what you'll find in your career as well is you'll try changing your system far too often, because you'll believe that it's the system that's making you the money. And it's not, it's the strategy. But you'll think it's the system and you'll win a few trades and then you'll start losing, because that's the course of events. And you'll lose a few trades and you'll think, oh, there's something wrong with my system. So what do? You go on YouTube or Facebook, or you go on social media, or you go on courses or whatever, you look for a new system. You find this fancy new system that really looks good because the guys promoted it as really good. So you put that system on the charts and you start working with that. You win a few trades and then you start losing again. And you think, oh, that system's not working. You go to the next one. Same story, use that system, works a while, starts failing, doesn't work, and so on. And eventually you end up back where you started. That's trading. That's how it works. It's not the system that makes you money. All the systems work. Every single system works, but they're all 50-50. I have not seen a system that isn't 50-50 at the end of the day. The only thing that works is if you have a business plan, a plan on how you're going to make that money. And as I said to you at the end of every single video, I give you guys my strategy. Whether you want to use it, don't use it, that's my strategy, and it's what works for me. So with that strategy, I can trade on absolutely any system, on any time frame, on any instrument. It doesn't matter. I just use the strategy. And once you get your head around that, I mean, you wouldn't open a factory down the road without some kind of business plan. You'd want to know what you're going to sell, how many machines you're going to need, how much the factory's going to cost. There's a lot of things you need to know before you get into any kind of business. It seems with trading, people just jump in head first and don't really know. So it's important for you to understand that you need a plan. And like I say, at the end of every one of my training videos, I do give the strategy. Those videos are all free on YouTube for you to watch, and go and watch them. And don't forget to leave a comment, and you can perhaps win a challenge account next Thursday. Okay, so yeah, for me, you could look when you say a one-to-one mentorship. I don't give advice and I don't give mentorships because I don't hold a license to do that for you. I can't do that for you, but I can help you. Okay, I can tell you what I do, and I can give you some direction. Okay, from my side as to what I would do, and if you have that direct contact, then maybe that'll help you, Romy. I don't know, but like I say, I don't sell courses or anything like that. The only reason that I've put a fee on that membership for that particular contact is because I would be flattened by people, and especially giving away for free. So that's why I've put it with a cost to it, and a reasonable cost, that those people will contact me, and it just keeps that at bay. And it's no disrespect to anyone. It's just that you have to understand that I have a life, and I am doing this. I am making myself public, and I am growing a YouTube channel and what have you. But I have to make sure that the people who are getting involved in that really want it, and it's worth their while, and it's worth my while to take my time out to give you that advice and information. Well, not advice, but what I would do scenario. Okay, so you have to understand that. And that's the reason I also don't sell a course. I mean, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to give you that information. I'm a private trader. I trade, and I make these videos for your entertainment, to help you and to give you a little bit of direction as to what I would do in the markets, what I'm doing, and maybe it'll help you in your trading. I'm, like I say, trying to do it that way. So, Brahmi, if you understand that it's not a full-on thing. I'm not selling something to you. It's almost like a line in the sand, to say, if you want that, that's great, but that's what it's going to cost. Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say, Daniel. Good move on that connection. Only serious people will get that, and that's what you need. Scammers won't touch that, as they don't want to pay for nothing, and that's the point. Okay, because what you get is a whole bunch of people that are just there to drive you insane. And if I put those contact details out there, I'm in trouble. So I don't want that scenario. I want to keep it to as few people as possible as well. So those people that do get involved in it, and that's why I have not made it the cheapest form of membership, is because I don't want hundreds and hundreds of people with that connection. The fewer people it is, the more I can connect. I used to have a WhatsApp group years ago with my friends, and it was 5 or 6 friends. It eventually became 4 or 5 because people dropped off. And we used to chat to each other all day long with our trading and that sort of thing, and that was fine because it's only a few people. The minute it becomes, it's like a group. You know, when you have a group on Telegram, WhatsApp, or whatever the case, and there's just hundreds of people on that group, and the phone just keeps going mad. Nine times out of 10, you just turn the group off because it drives you insane. You can't, because people comment. Someone will ask a question, and everybody will go, no, 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 no. And I'm just like, why is everybody saying no? The person just stated something, and then everybody's like, I don't know. People are crazy on that sort of stuff. So I'm very careful with it. Okay. Yeah. That's why I say, Daniel, it's my privacy, and that's what I'm charging for at the end of the day. Because, people will contact you in the middle of the night. It's insane. I actually have my phone on private from 11 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the morning, from 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. It's the only way I can survive. And I've done that for many years. Because the amount of people that will try and contact you in the middle of the night, insane. And you know, there'll be times when I just want to sit and watch a football match or Formula One or something like that, and then the people want to call you and ask you questions. So that's why I say it's got to be worth my while. You know, I make my money out of trading, and I've got a few other things on the go. And it's not that I want to make money out of you. It's just that I want to stop it from going insane. That's all. Yeah, that's the groups, Kevin. Yeah, not enough personal connection. Everyone has to say something totally. And that's the thing with people. Yeah, people will say things and they will do things, and it's always the same. It's always the same. So I know what I'm expecting, and that's why I've done that. So like I say, no disrespect to anyone, but you do get it. You've all seen it, and then you get the nasty people as well. I don't need those either. And I'm pretty sure there ain't no nasty people that's going to buy a thing like that. Luckily on this channel, I've been very, very fortunate to have almost none. Everyone's been nice, barring one or two. I think our percentage is 98% positive from what I've seen on the statistics, which is an insane statistic, guys. Insane. I think 98% of the comments are good. 98% are likes against dislikes. That's really good. So I'm not too concerned in that area. Don't have a problem with that yet. I see the DAX turned around, Sir Lancelot, if you're still here. So I hope you on top of that. I do hope you're on top of that. And there's a lot of buyers coming back in there. Look at this. See all the buyers getting back into the market here. So that was a news event. A news event that everybody panicked, started selling off again, and it's gone straight back to where it was. It always happens with these little news events, these what I call Mickey Mouse news events. I don't hang my hat on that kind of news anymore. It's a complete waste of time, and it will get you into trouble because you'll revenge trade it. You know, you'll do something silly in a situation like that. For example, if you were long and it did that, you get out and then you buy it again there, and then it goes short again, and then yeah. So news events, I just don't bother about them too much. I just follow what the market's doing. This still looks like a reasonable short, but that long tail is telling me that all the buyers are getting back into the market. The buyers are jumping back in after whatever event that was. So just keep your eyes on that. It might turn green. Rami, if you want contact, direct contact on the WhatsApp or whatever the case, it's level 5 on the membership. That's it. Okay, and then once you join level 5 on the membership, you contact me by email. You tell me that you've joined level 5, and then we get in. I'll put you on the WhatsApp, and we can connect. Okay. JP. Okay. Good show, JP. Good show. Crypto created that phenomenon. Yeah, sure did. Pump and dump. You know, it's a terminology for something that's happened forever. You know, nobody's out there specifically pumping and dumping anything. It's situation of, that's what people have named it now, and they think that somebody's behind this, but there isn't anybody behind it. Effectively, what this is a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of traders, pros, retailers alike, that sold off because of the news event, and now they're buying it back because they've seen the light. And somebody just has to say something nasty and it will go the other way again. So it's not even the pump and dump isn't even the right word for it. It's just human beings reacting to a scenario, and they've reacted to that scenario in that way. That's all. That's all it is. And so, like I say, that this pump and dump thing that they talk about, I know crypto invented the terminology, but it's the same thing in crypto. You know, guys see things happening, so they sell off and then they buy again. And you got to remember, even in crypto, it's big money that's moving that, not normal sized money. It's big money. So it's either a hell of a lot of traders, or it's a big institution that's moving the market. Somebody mentioned the other day that they trade with the volume on their chart. And if you do trade with the volume on the chart, I just don't bother with it. I don't need it. But if you do trade with the volume on your chart, you're effectively just looking at if there is a big move and it moves like that, does the volume work with it? Is there big volume to go with it? If there isn't big volume to go with it, that means it's just one big amount of one big institution moving things around, or it's holiday trading or whatever the case, and that means the move is meaningless. But if there's big money moving with it, big candles, big volume, there's big volume moving with that, then then the trade is real and it's worth it. That's all the volume really tells you. And if you want to trade with that volume, then you can. Okay. You see, the other thing I want you guys to learn as well, I mean, even though you could, even if you do manage to be the person who contacts me directly or whatever the case, it's difficult to copy someone else. And what I'm trying to show you guys on these shows and on my videos and on a regular basis with my strategy, with my system, is that you need to learn it for yourself as well. Don't just follow me. In other words, figure out what works for you. So I can show you how I use this system. I can show you what I'm doing here. But sometimes there's a bit of a feeling or a gut feeling or something from my side that I'll just do something different. And then you'll question that, like, why did you do that? But there's no hard and fast rule. What you got to do is get the basics, say, this is how we trade price action. There's 3 ways we trade it. We trade it with a trend. We trade it in the range. We counter trade it. We know that. We know how we do that with the green candles, with the red candles. We know how to do it. Now, work around that and dust it around yourself and make something comfortable that works for you. A good example, and sorry to call you out here, but Shane is a good example of this, where he actually uses Fibonacci for himself, and it works well for him. And he'll use the price action systems that we're using and the trends and what have you, and then he'll throw a Fibonacci in, or he'll use a moving average crossover because he's comfortable with that and it works for him. The other chap the other day that spoke to me about volume, sorry, I can't remember your name, was on a comment. But that is another, he adds the volume to his charts because he's comfortable looking at the volume with the price action. So sort of design it around yourself so that you're comfortable with the system. What's kind of hard and fast from my side is the strategy that I use. And you can bend it a little bit. For example, the 1% stop loss. The 1% stop loss, you can change that percentage to suit yourself. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever the case. I don't always use 1%. Sometimes on some accounts I'll use more, sometimes less. All I advise on that's hard and fast is keep the risk the same. The same must every trade must have the same risk on that account. The other thing that's hard and fast is the percentage that you choose is against an account size. Whether the account gets smaller or bigger, don't change that. Just keep it the same, and you can move it around. It doesn't have to be exact. There's a few things that you can bend, but the strategy is important to try and follow the strategy as closely as you possibly can. But The systems, work them around yourself, dust them around yourself, become comfortable with what works for you, because what I'm doing might not work exactly for you. And you might think, oh, why does Rob do that? This actually works better for me. I'd rather trade when the candle's this size, or it goes back and retests, or whatever. Whatever works for you, do it that way. You see, like old Sir Lancelot says here, changing your systems is, every trader goes through that. I don't know of a trader that hasn't gone through that. And I know of a few traders that I've known for many, many years, people that have been in the markets for a long time. And they come to me and say, I figured this out. I figured out how the S&P works. I know this is how I do it. And then they give me the whole thing on how they do it. We all do that too. We all get to that point where we think we got it figured out. And then we find out that we don't. CHF, JPY short. I am short on one of my other platforms on CHF, JPY already. I think it's a bit late now on this one. Because my target's actually at 172.50 and we're already at 173.40, so the risk to reward's gone. I took the short way up here actually at 175, somewhere there, 174.90 or something like that. So I was quite high up when I took it on the other account, and it's come down, and I think it's a bit close to the bottom now, Shane. It's already, there's no risk to reward, because the risk is, you're gonna have to put your risk up here and your rewards right here, because I'm thinking it's going to hit this level. So what I would suggest is it gets to 172, 172.5 as we look for the long trade back up. That's what I'm going to suggest on this one, because I'm actually going to take profit on the other side down here, and then wait for the long trade. Okay, so sorry that I didn't put it on this one. I can't think of them all. I should have taken the trade on this platform as well. That would have worked for you guys, but it was risky, the trade in its own way, and not that risky. It was clearly on the resistance, but I took the trade. This one, yeah, it was clearly on the resistance. I do remember having the resistance. Yeah, I remember having the resistance drawn in at the top here. Let me just, on the other chart, and just do that. And that's, I probably should have taken it here as well. But then I've got the same trades on every platform, and that also becomes a little bit of a hassle. But yeah, that's kind of what I did. And let's change that to something like this. There we go. Okay. I did draw that in, and that was on the day. And that's why I took the trade on the other side. Okay. Yeah, that was it. What I did was I took the trade somewhere in that area, and it came down, and it's done well, and now I'm waiting for target. So got a trailing stop behind it. It's great. I should have taken it here as well. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Red book. I read Market Wizards right now. That's great. Old Tom Ugard's book is great on psychology. He's very good with that. His mentor, English South African dude, I can't remember his name. He was very good as well on the Wyckoff system and what have you. There's a few. I think I've listed them in my normal videos, a few of the good books. I'll put them in a few of my normal videos if you want to have a look. No, I don't copy trade, Shane. I don't. Somebody asked me to offer copy trading, and I don't do that either. You know, learn to trade for yourself. Be in control of your trades. It's the best way. No, I don't copy trade at all. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, 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 boom. I learned the strategy following for months after watching the 100. I don't want to copy anyone, but I would love someone to watch over my trades and advise. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, we do that here even. We watch over, we go over the trades, and every day we do the trade of the day and we talk about some of the trades in the market and that sort of thing. I don't have time to actually go over every single instrument in the mornings for the members. The guys that are on trade of the day get to get the rundown every morning on all the trades. But I can't go over everything because that would be like a long video. So I normally do a 6 or 7 minute video so that you guys don't waste your time as well. Some of you have work to go to and that sort of thing. So you can watch it quickly. And I go over the most important ones. And I put the trade of the day on that every single day as well. That's one way of going over the trades. Of course, the other way is, having a constant. But Dr. David Paul, thanks, mate. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Dr. David Paul was a very clever man, and he lived in South Africa for a while as well, but he inspired me on price action many years ago, based on the Wyckoff system that he uses. But the Wyckoff system is quite complicated, the springs and all the rest of it. So if you take all of that out, you throw it in the bin, then you end up with simple price action. Besides the fact that his talks on psychology and that sort of thing are very, very good. He understood the concept of 50-50. He understood the concept of making more on the wins. He understood the concepts so well of taking the trade. I mean, one of his big things was take the damn trade. That was one of his big things. Dr. David Paul, absolutely fantastic. The late Dr. David Paul, unfortunately, he passed away recently. Oh, Shane, copy your own trades across different brokers. I do make that mistake. I do. But I mean, obviously, this is like, for example, this account we opened so that you guys can have a go, right? And obviously, I'm going to take a trade on this and I'm going to take it on my cash account and whatever other accounts are around. So, yeah, I do have it on more than one platform, definitely. But like what happened with the CHF JPY was Frank was I took it on the cash account and then I didn't take it here. That's from that side to this side, it's probably more complicated. Whereas if I take it here, I'll probably go and take it on the other side if it looks good. Okay, so yeah, I might have it on 3 platforms and that happens. But I try not to make the cash accounts the same. I try to keep them different. You get different result. No, we're looking at 4-hour charts, Mark. We're looking at 4-hour charts. And guys, don't forget to leave your comment on the videos. I'm going to choose a video on Thursday and we're going to give away a 10K challenge fund account. So, but it's given away by Fund Your FX. And the link is in the description, Fund Your FX, if you want to go and have a look at them and see who they are. So someone's going to score that, but I'm going to take the winner from the comments. I'm going to do the pick a winner thing from the spin on Thursday. So don't miss out on that. And that's for you guys, but it won't work off the chat. It'll work off the actual comments. So we'll do it off one of the normal videos. So all the videos that I've done this week, I'll do it off one of those. Okay. What about Al Brooks? They've all got something to offer. Everyone's got something to offer. There's something you're going to learn in the markets is every single person's got something to offer. Even the guys that tell you can turn $100 into $1 million have got something to offer. They're going to give you some information that's going to be useful to you. I guarantee it. Even the guys that only show you winning trades and put the stuff out there, their stuff's not wrong. It's good stuff. I mean, you can get good information from them. They're not lying to you. The system works. It's just all they're doing is hiding the fact that you might lose. That's all. And the reason for that is because they want their videos to do well. They want their videos to be successful. So they don't want to show you that you could lose. That's all. But barring that, the information is not bad. It's good information. It's excellent information in most cases that you can use and put towards, because any information that you see, any information that you learn, whether it be on a course, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on whatever platform, whatever information you get is not rubbish. I mean, you can take it and test it for yourself. You can go out there and say, this guy said that if the 20-day moving average crosses the 8-day moving average crosses the 20-day moving average up, then I must buy, okay? Then you can go to the charts and you can try that out. Try it out on a demo. Try it out and see if it works. And if it works, you're like, oh, I can use that. Put it in my system. You know, I hear so many people saying, that guy this and this guy that. Those guys are out there giving information out that generally is quite good. It's not bad information, so use it. Don't feel bad using it. The information's out there. And everybody's got a different way of doing it. All I say is don't confuse yourself by listening to too many different things and then having too much on the chart. Remember what I said to you earlier? You're going to get a point in your trading career where you look at your chart and you're trading against yourself because you just got millions of things going on there. So you don't want to do that to yourself as well. So that's why I keep it simple. I always say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Don't change. Don't go mad. Don't have millions of lines. Keep it as simple as you possibly can. But make it comfortable for yourself. Put things in there that work for you. Okay. Comments on all of your videos or just some? Daniel, I'm going to pick a video from the normal videos this week, and then I'm going to take a comment off of those videos with the spin. Okay, so it could be any one of the videos. I'm going to pick one of the videos. So normal videos, not the live ones, the normal videos, right? So it could be members videos even, or it could be a normal daily video. This week I'll probably pick one of the normal daily videos, reduce it down to 2. But what I'm going to do for you guys on the live show is, because you're on my live show and you're with me every week, I'll tell you which video it is at the beginning of the show. And that gives everyone time. And then we'll do the draw later on in the show. How's that? Okay. Thinking of setting up TradeZilla to journal and replay my trades. You can invite Mentor in it also so they can replay your trades. Use JPY for short US dollar JPY. Rogers, US dollar JPY. Let's go and have a look at the US dollar JPY. US dollar JPY. Okay. I can kind of see why you wanted short, but Roger, tell me why you wanted short right now, and then we'll look at it. Shane, I hope you get it. Okay. Just let me know why we're going short on the US dollar JPY right now. I'd have my reasons for maybe looking at it. I am a little bit concerned about this level here. That there's a lot of money pushing up there. But from my side, I am seeing it's broken the trend support. So that could be a short. But it is running into a big blockage here. So while it looks fantastic, it also looks a bit iffy. Remember what I said, too many things on the chart cause you to trade against yourself. Now, I've got two things on the chart here, and I'm already trading against myself. And they're both the same. They're both basically, one's supply and demand, and the other one's trend. Insane, isn't it? I'm looking at it thinking, it's running into a blockage here. Maybe I should wait. But it's a good thing to do that. It's a good thing to keep yourself on the go. We broke the channel signal for sell, by the way. We are close to the bottom of the consolidation on daily. The risk should be small on that trade. We broke the channel signal for sell. If us hold interest rates, then BJ should go up. See, it is a bit of a concern because you see what you're sitting with this. Let's just have a look on the daily and see what you get. You know, you trade what you see. And it has broken to the downside. But this level here on the 4 hour, and there's the 3 crows here. This is usually a bounce. Okay. On the daily, on the 4 hour, I'm worried about this demand level. On the daily, I'm worried about these 3 candles here that are inside the green candle. They're inside there. That normally resolves to the upside. So the daily is giving me a bit of a headache, and the 4 hours giving me a headache as well. I think we should err on the side of caution. And if it breaks through this level here, because that will tell us where is the alert. If it breaks through that level there, then we'll take a short. Okay. Let it break through here. Then we know we're clear. But as it stands at the moment, wait. Sit on your hands and wait. I think we're going to have a problem with US dollar JPY, which would be clear because the Swiss franc JPY might give us a similar scenario, because this might run down into this level here and also decide to bounce up. So yes, the signal on the trend support is good, but there's a big demand level there. Let's let it break through that demand level before we get excited. And then on the day channel, I'm a little bit worried about those 3 inside candles. They do concern me. Shane's hands are numb. So are mine at the moment. It's been a bit of a strange day. Aussie dollar JPY, I'll have a look at that now. Dr. David Paul, I watched. That's a very good one, by the way, JP. Dr. David Paul, JP, just watch everything that Dr. David Paul put out. Or read his book. Man, the oak is amazing. Okay. Use SMA 2150 200. Yes, Rob, I have long bias on. Yes, I just want to put a small risk trade for short to go deeper into consolidation bottom on daily chart. Okay, my hands are numb. Shane, your hands are numb. Aussie dollar JPY. Let's just have a quick look at the Aussie dollar JPY as well. I just want to have a look at Aussie dollar JPY as well. What's this US dollar JPY? Where did I put the Aussie dollar JPY? I suppose I'm going to have to type it in, aren't I? Aussie dollar JPY. Yeah, I'll just type it in. So many things on the go here. Oh, you know why? That's because I don't have it on my favorites. That's why. Okay, Aussie dollar JPY. Let's just see what that gives us. Hands, numb hands. Yeah. Let's make it a little bit more interesting, shall we? We are in the 4 hour, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like it'll probably come down to that level at 9,215 and then bounce up. Looks good. I think I'll stick with the US dollar JPY. That looks okay. Let's find that one as well. USD JPY. Okay, stick with this one. It's also coming into that level now. Got a feeling it's going to turn. Interesting, but it looks like it might turn. Germany 30 has turned. Yo. Like I said, Sir Lancelot, I was worried about that going green for you. That's gone green. It's going the other way now. Remember, do the opposite to Shane. Shane always warns us to do the opposite. Always tells us, don't forget, do the opposite to Shane. Otherwise, you're going to be sorry. Nah, Shane, come on. You're doing well, man. You're doing good. You're really picking up there. Are you still trading 5 minutes, Shane? By the way, because I remember when you joined the channel, you were very much a 5 minute trader. We've lost Kevin, by the way. He seems to have maybe given up on trading. I don't know. Where is he? Not here today. Seems to have disappeared. But this is why we need risk management. Risk management is so important. Get rid of the FOMO, get rid of the fear, and just trade. And that's the one thing you'll see that Dr. David Paul always taught was just take the trade, man. Take the trade. If you want to take the trade, take the trade. It's 50-50. He understood that. It's a 50-50 game. No matter which way. But you do want to try and get the high probability. Shane says, Kevin, come back. Yeah, I know. Yeah. This game is addictive. But sometimes people walk away for a while, especially when you're not seeing any results and you're not doing so well, then you might actually walk away for a while. Aha, good. Out since 11. Okay, that's good news. All right, so you're not in. I was worried about you there because you said you're short, and I was like, oh, that's gone back the other way. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're out. That's great. I got out of the S&P 500 as well. I trade every time frame if I understand the market structure. That's great, Sean. It's good to understand every time frame as well. I just don't go for the lower time frames based on the fact that I just don't have time to sit and watch the charts. Well, I do, but I don't want to. I'm not into that. Sitting here looking at the charts all day. Let me just show you guys before the end of the show today, before we get to that point. Okay, there's the news. We're going to the news quickly. I just want to show you that this is the random comment picker that we're going to use on Thursday. We're going to pick a comment off one of the videos. This is the guys that are supplying the account, Fund Your FX. If you want to have a better look at them, there is a link down below. They offer instant funding and all the rest. I mean, instant funding and all the rest of it. Great stuff, nothing wrong. Same as everyone else. That's always the same. They do offer a link to the MetaTrader 5, but I'm not going to link my MetaTrader 5 account to that. No, not going to do that. Okay, and then the old one, Funded Trader Markets, somebody said the other day, oh no, I don't like Funded Trader Markets. It's fine. They're all the same at the end of the day, I think. I don't think any of them are much different. But anyway, there's your random comment picker. And Warren Buffett trounced the S&P 500 over the past 60 years. Have you guys ever asked the question how that happened and how that's possible? And it's actually really easy. He did exactly what I do at the moment, and that is, it's not trading, it's investing. You just bought companies, and if you just keep on buying shares and buying shares and buying shares over time, they will grow. They will grow, most of them. You see one of them that's going pear-shaped, then get rid of it and move on. But most of the time, they will grow. And over time, you'll outperform the S&P 500 just by buying the right shares, that's all. Buying the stuff that works. Not insanely difficult. People think it's difficult, but it's actually easy. What's difficult is trading. What you're doing here, that's difficult, because this has got a whole new psychology to it. It's all in the head. You know, you're trading with leveraged accounts, leveraged money. If you put $10,000 in and you trade $100,000, you lose 10%. You lose a whole $10,000, which is insane when you think about it. So there's a different psychology when approaching trading, and also in and out of the markets. You can't just buy something and leave it. Whereas with investing, it's one-to-one. That's the easiest way to trade in the world. Do you know that our stop loss back 30 years ago, I mean, you were asking me earlier about how I started and all that. Our stop loss back when I started was 10%. But if you had $1,000, you spent $1,000 on the share, that was it. If the share went to zero, you lost $1,000. If you lost 10%, you lost $100. You didn't like have leverage trading where you traded $1,000 to buy 10,000. If it lost 10%, you lost your whole $1,000. That's the difference. So we had a 10% stop loss on a one-to-one situation. In other words, we bought into the share. If it dropped more than 10%, we would probably get out of it and buy into something else, because then it was a bad deal. That was our trading. That's as good as our trading got. These days, my investing is that much more simple. I just buy and forget about it and never go back and never look again. And I just leave it there. The only time I get concerned about something is if I see a company doing really poorly, then I'll try and move out of a trade or move out of an investment and move it into a better company. But that's how Warren Buffett made his money, and he just grew and grew and grew and grew, and he just bought more and more and more and more. He just kept on buying more and more and more and more to the point where he is now. That's all. Shane, just drop a comment on a normal video, man. You can make a swing trade, but make a sniper entry with lower time frame. That's what I do with M30 entries. The sniper entry system works, Francois. It's really good. I actually showed a few of my friends how to do the sniper entry. I'll go through it quickly. The seminars are so much better to learn from than YouTube's channel, apart from you, Rob. Yeah. The seminars are great, but as you notice that most of you guys are from all different parts of the world. So if I was to hold a seminar, gosh, we'd have to get people from all over the world to one place. That would be quite a tricky scenario. So yeah, dropping time frames is a way to trade. So you're looking at this trade, you're thinking, should I stay in this trade or not? You've taken your levels from the day trade. So you want to take a sniper entry, you drop it down. Now you're on the 30 or the 1 hour chart. It's definitely going short here. So you can clearly see that it's going short there. It's broken the trend support. So it is no longer a decent hold. It's falling down. So thus we got out of the trade. And if you go down to the 30-minute, then you start to see even more, of what's going on. You get a few more candles, and you can see now this is clearly broken through here. And then you can drop to the 15-minute charts, and then you've got even more information as to how far down it's going and where it's going and what the pattern looks like. And you've got this long run down here. But what you're also starting to see is that there is some money lying at the top here at 56.40, where it could go back and get that. And then if you drop it all the way to the 5 minutes, you've got even more information. And obviously, once again here, 56.40, 56.20 in this case, you've got another level where it could go back to fetch money. So this could go back up, retest at 56.20, and then come down again. But if you look at these lower levels, they're all showing you that it's bearish at the moment, and we were long, so that's why we got out. So normally we would hold the trade until it's complete, but because it's turned against us, it's gone bearish. That's a point when you decide that your trade's become invalid. Let's walk away for a while. It could go back, get some money, but it's probably short. Now, what I've seen here, just by doing the sniper entries, is we're bearish. That's what you look for. We're bearish on the 15 minutes, is it? On the 30 minutes, we're bearish. You see, they're all in confluence. On the 1 hour, we're bearish. On the 4 hour, we're bullish. Still, all the other ones have gone bearish. This one's still bullish, slightly bearish, okay? And then on the day, if you take it to the day, it's still bullish with a slight tinge of bearishness at the top here. And if you go to the weekly, it's still bullish. So the overall picture on this is bullish, but the short term is bearish. In other words, today it's probably going to be bearish. And that's, sniper entries are good when you do it like that. Yeah. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm actually going to be on my way now. I'm going to head on out. And I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been great stuff again. Trading is 50-50. System and strategy are different. Don't forget that. And don't forget, we trade 3 ways. Trade with the trend, counter trend, and trade in the range. Don't forget Thursday. Thursday is the big day. Shane, leave some comments, man. Leave some comments on the normal videos as well. It'll be good for all of us. It'll be good for you. And that'll help. But like I said, I'll tell you guys which video in the live show on Thursday when we start out. And then towards the middle or the end of the show, we'll do the draw. And then you guys will know where it needs to be. Okay. Because you guys are always here on my live show. Okay. So I use dynamic risk. So when a riskier trade comes, I low risk, and then the trade is good or small. You see, the thing with me is my whole strategy revolves around keep the risk the same. But go and have a look at that at the end of the videos, and you'll see what I mean by keep the risk the same. But guys, like I say, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you. I hope it's been good for you. I do hope I'll see you again on Thursday. Don't forget to watch my other videos, which do give you all the information, particularly the strategy at the end of the videos. And yeah, you can help me out and like, comment, and subscribe. It's good for the channel. It's good for me. And I'm really proud of the way the channel's going. It's quite exciting. Keep your feet on the ground. Reach for the sky. And thank you. Cheers and